The purpose of the WWCalc plugin is to make detailed adjustments in terrain characterization and alternative geometries so that they fit exactly the way you want. To install, click on the Applications ? button and then on Download the QGIS plugin. If you don't have GIS installed, follow the installation process from the official tool website. Open GIS and go to Add-ons and then Manage and Install Add-ons. Choose the option Install from Zip and select the plugin zip file on your computer. After installation, a button with the WWCalc icon will appear, where you'll have access to the plugin's features. Start by creating the login in the first tab of the plugin using the same registration data as the application. Note that the plugin's language will be the same as that configured in your user settings. In the Selection tab, choose the computer folder to be synchronized with your application user folder. Each calculation will have a unique folder on your computer to keep everything organized. Select the calculation and the alternative you want to use as a basis for creating a new alternative. It's important to remember that you can only import alternatives for which you have already done the detailed calculation through the application. The use of the Vectors tab is optional. If desired, download the vector characterization data for the calculation boundary area. Load the data into a new layer group in the GIS project. Now you can edit various attributes. To do this, enter the attribute tables of the layers and edit the values. In the highway layer, you can edit the surface, changing, for example, from unpaved to paved. Transposing a paved highway requires building overpasses. Unpaved ones are configured for at-grade crossings, thus reducing construction costs. The code field can also be changed. It defines the length of the transposition. Usually, this length takes into account the number of lanes of a highway to be transposed, but if the characterization is outdated, you can change this length according to the codes in the table. In the railway layer, you can edit the code, defining the length of the transposition of the existing railway. In the watercourses layer, you can adjust attributes of the lines where bridges will or will not be built. For example, in cases of very narrow channels, in plantations, you can choose not to build bridges. The application performs a complete hydrological calculation, evaluating flows for all contributing areas of each point of the calculation boundary area, but if you want to adjust which devices will be applied to each line, just adjust the codes. Now just save the changes, and all the new alternatives calculated within the boundary area will use the adjusted data. In the Editing tab, find the tangent layer in the Geometry group and switch to Edit mode. Adjust the position of the P-is, include or exclude P-is as needed. Whenever you change the radius or spiral, remember to save the curve. Recalculate the geometry as many times as necessary. If a layer appears that identifies impossible curves, it means that the radii and lengths of tangents make the chosen curve unfeasible. Adjust until the geometry is valid. When it is valid, there will be no layer of impossible curves, and the alignment layer will be created. When all necessary adjustments are made, calculate the new alternative. All new alternatives you calculate will appear in the application and can be detailed. The Creation tab is an optional tab. You choose a line layer with the tangent and define the curves. Curves can be included in two ways. Either you enter a standard radius and spiral, which will be used at all P's of the tangent, or you enter the list with the information of each curve. If you have any questions, just watch the other videos or get in touch with us. Wishing you successful calculations.